So today's video is going to be another first impressions get ready with me. I really didn't think I was going to pick up this palette, but I kept on walking past it at Ulta and I was like, Caitlin, just get it. Because I ended up returning the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. It just literally, I didn't need a nude. It just was not for me. The more and more I used it, the more and more I was like, I'm not going to go back to this palette. So I picked up the Colourpop Rock On 9-pan eyeshadow palette. Did I need this? No. But I thought that this was such a pretty, condensed, warm-toned color story. And honestly, I think the packaging is so cute with the little rock print. And it comes with a little insert, and then this is what it looks like. It's just such a pretty color story. And we have 5 mattes and 4 shimmers, and these shimmers look so pretty and metallic. I'm kind of torn as to which one I want to use in the middle row, but these shimmers kind of reminded me of like the intensity of like the Going Coconuts palette. And I'm already more excited to start using this palette over the Natasha Denona. Like, every time I needed to use the Natasha Denona, I just felt like I was forcing myself to use something that I really was not going to go back to. I'd much rather go back to her Yucca palette or her My Dream palette or even the Retro palette. Like, those are all palettes that I see myself using for a long time. The I Need a Nude palette just did not do it for me. So we're going to start off with this shade right here called Rock My World. It's a really pretty, like, regular, or maybe we should go more orangey today because I'm kind of feeling the fall vibes. But I think I'm just going to do this one, and this one in the crease. So I really do want to use Rock My World. So we're just going to start off with that. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Automatic pigment. I just think that Colourpop's formula constantly improves for me. And just their formula always works for me, or most of the time works for me. There's been very little incidences where it doesn't work for me, like the All Amethyst palette and the Secret Admirer palette were honestly the only 2 dud palettes for me that I've tried from them. This is only my 4th Colourpop palette that I've picked up this year, but that is really nice. And the reason why I wanted this is because, one, I just wanted a smaller, everyday, warmer, neutral palette from Colourpop. Because, like I've said before, I don't really have too many neutral palettes from Colourpop. I have the Nude Mood, the Going Coconuts, the Not a Box of Chocolates palette, and I would probably say the Ornate palette. But, like, I wanted something that wasn't as yellow-orangey toned. I just wanted something warmer. So I'm really happy that I picked this up. I just thought it was such a pretty color story. And I feel like with this, I don't really have to go into any other palette to like mix shades and stuff like that. I just find most of Colourpop's 9 pans are a one-stop shop for me. Especially the Going Coconuts and the Nude Mood. And I feel the same way about this one because there is a light enough shade for the brow bone for me in this palette. So far, so good. That blended out really, really nicely. So I'm going to my friend's Labor Day barbecue today. I'm very, very excited. Get to see my friends again today. Do I want to use the red or the orange? I think I'm going to use, I mean, there is a bit of red in this shirt. I'm just wearing my Lady in the Tramp shirt. They're both so pretty. Maybe I'll do, I think I want to do the orange. Or I could just take the orange on the lower lash line, but the shade is so pretty. So I think we're just going to do the more neutrally tones today. And we'll do a red look the next time I use this palette. But I just want to do an orangey look today. I'm also really feeling the fall vibes now. This is kind of like a transition-y kind of fall warm tone look. Because it's not officially fall yet, but this past weekend was pretty cool outside. But then it got warmer today, which was perfect for being outside today at my friend's house because she has a pool, and I think this is probably the last day that the pool's gonna be up. She's probably gonna take it down after this because pretty much after Labor Day she doesn't have the pool up anymore, and it's also like a lot to maintain and everything, and she mostly entertains in the backyard, so it's just really, really nice. They do have a decent sized backyard. But they also have 3 dogs, so that looks so pretty. That's really pretty. So now I'm going to take the shade Trail Mix. That is such a cute name. And I'm going to put that on the outer corners. What's so funny is that I didn't even know there was a Trail Mix shade in this palette, like the name. And at work yesterday, we picked up Trail Mix for the whole store, so I think that's funny, like for snacks, because like our managers like picking up snacks for everybody for us to eat in the back. But there's such cute names in this palette, really, really cute. So yeah, I ended up returning the Natasha Denona palette. I just was not feeling it enough, and when I went to return it, the girl that helped me, she was like, she opened it, but she wasn't like, why are you returning this? She was like, oh, she's like, why are you returning this? Like, she was really concerned about it. And I was like, I know, it's Natasha Denona, and I love her palettes, but I was like, I was just not feeling this one enough. And unfortunately, I was going to lose the rewards that I used on the palette, which kind of sucked. Because I only paid $47, and when she scanned it to return it for me, because all they have to do is scan it, like you don't even need your receipt. They just always find it in your purchase history if you've purchased it within like the first 30 days or 60 days. And she was like, this is only $47. I'm like, no, it's actually $70. Like, but I could kind of get if she didn't know that, because Natasha isn't even, I don't know why I say ain't even. Who am I? Excuse me. Natasha Denona isn't even carrying, like, a lot of her stuff in my Sephora anymore. So, I don't think they got the new palette. Like, you had to order it online, obviously. And then I was like, yeah, I used my rewards for it. That's why it was $47. And she was like, oh. But I was like, yeah, I just have way too many eyeshadows that this just wasn't it for me. I already see myself using this palette more. Or when I want, like, just a neutral look. I think that this is going to be so pretty. Okay, so I think I want to go into Sedona today. I think that's the one I want to use. Yeah, that's super pretty. That's a really pretty orangey shade. This is a really pretty, like, fallish look, but not like too fallish, but like just starting to like kind of the on the cusp of fall colors. But this also is a really pretty fall look. But literally after today, I'm going to be wearing some more of my summer palettes before fall ends. But fall ends. Summer ends. We're not even in fall yet, but I'm feeling the fall vibes this weekend, so yeah, this is my friend's last summer barbecue, and it's just gonna be a really good time. I love going there. It's just so much fun. I just get drunk and we eat burgers and hot dogs and just shoot the shit, and we hang in the pool, drinking in the pool, because the pool's like only 3 feet deep, so it's not like you're gonna get too drunk and not be able to swim, you know, like it's just a small little pool that we just float in and drink. And then my friend makes burgers and hot dogs, and it's gonna be great. Okay. I don't know how light this shade is gonna be, actually. Shade's a little dark. Okay, so the shade Road Trippin' isn't really as light as I thought it was gonna be. It's really not. I guess I could use that more so as a transition shade. It is a really pretty color, though, and I probably could use that as a transition shade in the future. But today I'm just going to use my regular Blanc type shade. I feel like I've kind of ruined this shade at this point because I always end up mixing my Aquaphor with everything because I always put Aquaphor on after I wash my face every morning. So it's like 1:30 right now. And like the Aquaphor kind of like gets soaked into my brows. So sometimes it's like a greasy mess. Then after I do my eyeshadow, I do want to talk about a couple of things, but just wanted to show you guys how this performed, and it performed beautifully. I actually think that these are some of the best mattes I've used from Colourpop. They're just super easy to use, apply beautifully, and the shimmer is so pretty. So I'm already in love. I already like this palette a lot. I don't know what it was about this that drew me to it. I mean, yes, it is warm tones, but it's such a cute little pretty palette. So, and then of course Colourpop's probably gonna come out with 10 million things during the fall season, but they've been kind of slowing down a lot. And this was the last palette they actually came out with. So this is actually the newest palette from Colourpop. And this has been out, I think, for a couple of weeks already. So that's crazy, right? Because usually when I would pick up a Colourpop palette and by the time I would get it in the mail, they would already be announcing a new collection. And it's like you can't really keep up. So I think that's why they slowed down mostly, is because I think they wanted their influencers to keep up with the products that they're releasing. Because sometimes if they're going on overload and they're releasing way too much, the influencer does not have enough time to promote the collection. So I think that's the main reason. I don't think it was really, I mean, yes, a lot of people were complaining that they were coming out with way too much stuff from like their just regular followers, but I think it was more so a marketing strategy for Colourpop, because I always know Colourpop is marketing, but it's also, they're very, very smart about their marketing, and if they're doing that, not just to calm down their audience, to feel like their audience has to keep up as well. I feel like everybody was getting product fatigue from Colourpop, or makeup fatigue, that they just slowed down so people would have time to figure out what they want to get, because releasing too much turns people off. So that's to appeal to their audience in that way, is so their audience would purchase more and feel like they need everything. But then people were getting fed up and weren't buying stuff from Colourpop anymore because they were releasing too much. So I'm glad they calmed down, but I kind of want a new Disney collection or some new collection at some point. Like, they could have made blushes with this and like even a highlighter, and it would have been a really pretty collection. But I understand they don't want to fatigue people, and they just released the eyeshadow palette and the Super Shock shadows in this collection. But I'm like, give me some chic products, dude. Like, this would have made a beautiful like fall colored blush. But this is supposed to be a summer palette because it has summer names, but it can be a really good summer fall palette. It's kind of that transitional palette, like the Lust for Dusk palette. So I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna get my sponge. Okay, so now I'm going to prime. So I really want to talk about Miss Jaclyn Hill. Miss Jaclyn Shady Hill at this point. And then I'm going to use my Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. I've been loving this primer. I haven't even used my Say one. I love the Say one too, but I've just been hooked on this one. It's just, this one's a little bit more hydrating. I love the Say one, but this one's like, it's glowy, but it, I don't know, it just makes my skin look so pretty. I love it so much. It's just a really good product. So I saw recently that Jaclyn Hill is trying to do damage control with Marlene Estelle and Jen Gerard from Gerard Cosmetics. I'm just going to use my Urban Decay hydrator. So, I mean, Hydromaniac. I always use this or my Cali Ray now if I'm going to be outside for a long time, because this product really does last a while on my skin. So I'm just going to use that. Hopefully not too much, but I always go overboard with my face products sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want as much coverage, and then I put on a ton. But that looks pretty good. Not like terribly too much. That'll cover my whole face. So I don't know if you guys remember this, because this happened years ago, but Jen Gerard was on, I forget what her name is. She's a good podcaster. She was on this YouTuber's podcast recently, and basically she just said everything that happened during when Jaclyn Hill was supposed to collaborate with Jen Gerard. So the Jen Gerard collaboration was, I think, like, probably Jaclyn's, like, one of her very first collaborations besides the Morphe Favorites palette. I think that was Jaclyn's first collab. And basically what happened, which I didn't even know any of this, because I basically just wrote off Jen Gerard, and honestly, it's not just because I don't even care about Karina Kaboom. It was that whole thing when Jen Gerard, like, kind of called Karina Kaboom ugly, and she, like, forgave Manny for posting it, which I thought was weird. She was like, you know, like, he wasn't even sure how it was gonna be and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, Manny has his own things that I'm not too fond of about him. But I think Manny's a lot smarter of a businessman. And, you know, that's why his brand has been way more successful than Jaclyn Hill's brand, because he's not really using drama to, I don't know why I applied it like that. I usually don't. I'm just using my Milani concealer to sell his products. So Jen Gerard comes on and basically shares the experience that she had with working with Jaclyn Hill for this collaboration. And basically, Jaclyn distances herself after the whole Karina Kaboom situation from Jen Gerard, and basically she emails her demanding like $250,000 if Jen Gerard goes ahead and uses the products or puts out the products that Jaclyn Hill was using to collaborate on. Because I don't know if she had a contract with Gerard Cosmetics. That I wasn't really clear on. I probably have to watch the podcast for that, because I mostly just saw the clips of Jen Gerard talking on Rich Lux's video. And basically she says that Jaclyn was very demanding about, you know, getting money from that, because if Jaclyn doesn't receive money from that collaboration, she's not going to get anything from them using those shades, because she is just demanding the money to get paid, and then she doesn't really care if the collaboration is with her or not, because she's still going to get paid. So that's the only reason why she was demanding to get paid, and she's like, you can't use my likeliness or anything when you put out these products, like, do not attach my name, blah blah blah, whatever. And basically Jen Gerard was like, no, like, we don't have to pay you anymore because you're not working with us anymore. They're really under no obligation to pay her. They're not working with her anymore. And the brand still needs to put out the products, because if they don't, they're going to lose the money creating those products. And I don't think Jaclyn even wanted them to put out the products. It was like the same thing with Marlena Stell, and Marlena putting out Jaclyn's products using the same shade names in like singles or in another palette, like the nude, in the Nude palette. I think that was called In the Nude. So it was very, very similar to Natasha Denona's palette name, but, you know, Natasha didn't steal that. Natasha's not stupid. I think there was like one thing that was like closer to like a small business's name that Natasha Denona put out. I think it was last year. I forgot what the product was, but like somebody got a little bit annoyed about it, but it wasn't even like that big of a deal. But anyway, so basically, Jen Gerard first says that, and then Marlene Estelle comes out, and even though Marlene has been talking about Jacqueline for a while, and even though before I was like, Marlena should not really be dwelling on Jacqueline Hill too much anymore because it makes us kind of think that Marlena only can talk about Jacqueline Hill and doesn't really have anything more interesting to talk about or to, you know, offer us when it comes to like her brand and stuff. Makeup Geeks, or she's supposed to come out with another line, I think, next year, because she didn't want her makeup brand to die, and also like that's her losing a lot of money because she had to close her brand. But basically what Jen Gerard and Marlene Estelle are saying about Jacqueline is that they wanted to work with Jacqueline because she was extremely popular. And also, like, they offered that to her because she was a good friend to them then. But basically, the only reason why Jacqueline was friends with all of these people is for business. And again, what it comes down to at the end of the day is these people want to make money, and so do the brands. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them wanting to make money. That's why you create a brand. That's why you make a living, is to make money. Like, it's not a secret. Like, we know that. But, like, it's just the way that Jacqueline acted like a fucking spoiled brat to both Marlene Estelle and Jen Gerard. And if they're basically both saying the same thing, I don't think they, is it corroborate or I forget what it's called. Not collaborated. You know what I mean. I forget what the word is. I don't think they both conspired with one another to tell these stories about Jacqueline to make her look bad. Basically, every person that has worked with Jacqueline have said that she's shady. And during the time, I just want to see which one I want to use in the inner corner. I think I really want to use the white, as I'm getting shadow all over my leggings. But it's okay. I'm taking these leggings off. I'm not even wearing them because I'm going to be wearing like a really easy skirt. It's like a terry cloth jersey kind of fabric. It's a really cute skirt and it's super comfy. So I'm going to go in with the shade Vortex on the inner corner. And y'all know this is why I love Colourpop, is for these like really light inner corner highlights. They just make some of the best, brightest inner corner highlight shades. They're always so intense and metallic. And they really brighten up your inner corners. That is so pretty. So pretty. I don't know if I might want to add like a pop of a little bit of blue on the waterline. Just using the same liner I used yesterday, but that liner is just so hard to use. So anyway, Jacqueline basically made a Snapchat like a few years ago. Like, I thought that this Snapchat was filmed right outside of her house, but apparently it was on a business trip with Jacqueline, Marlena, Linda from Morphe, and Manny MUA. And Manny was also coming out with a collaboration with Gerard Cosmetics. And basically Jacqueline went outside and talked about the situation with Gerard Cosmetics, and then basically she went inside to Manny and did like damage control with him. And again, even though I'm not like a huge fan of Manny, she basically like went inside and said to him, you know, like, oh, I still support your collab, but I'm not going to talk about it because of my relationship with Jen. Like, it was just very shady the way that she handled things. But she went outside and basically slammed Jen Gerard in the way that she, you know, could. And with that, all that power at the time, that took away a lot of sales from Jen Gerard. And I understand if she wanted to make a statement about what happened, but basically she could have just said, The collaboration with Jen Gerard is not happening. I'm sorry to disappoint anybody, but it just wasn't really working for me. So unfortunately, we're not going to be coming out with those products. And that's all she had to say. But basically she said, like, the way that Jen Gerard works is very shady because she wouldn't pay Jacqueline $250,000 when they probably couldn't have even really afforded that at the time, unless what they agreed on in a contract with Jacqueline. Again, I don't even know if they had a contract with her or not. I know that, that looks so pretty. I took that shade Fave Hike and put that on the lower lash line, and that looks great. But basically, she basically said that Jen Gerard is a shady business partner and all this shit, which was, like, so messed up to say. Because, again, and plus, like, Manny never said anything about her being a shady business partner. And again, I don't like Manny, but, like, Manny wouldn't come out and, like, he doesn't really, like, come out and badmouth people that often because he knows that it's all business. So, again, like, Manny isn't going to just straight up badmouth Jen Gerard when he was literally coming out with his own collab around the same time. So that was pretty messed up. So that's basically, so I kind of give Manny props for that, but also, like, why would he say anything to damage his own collab from coming out? So, but also it seems like a lot more people wanted to work with Manny than Jacqueline because his product still came out. And then he also did a collab with Makeup Geek a little bit later, and he did a collab with Morphe. And it seems that a lot more people wanted to work with him, so I guess he is a good business, because he knows that he's gonna make money. So, like, why would he want to damage making himself money, you know? Like, Jacqueline just thinks that she was so invaluable to these brands that she could just demand whatever the fuck she wanted from Marlena and from Jen, and she basically bit herself in the ass. So karma's coming back to her, and even though she was saying that closing her brands was her decision, it was definitely not her decision. That was definitely something that was inevitable. I don't know if I talked about that, but everyone in the freaking YouTube community in the beauty space knew that that was going to happen. Unless you're, like, a hardcore stan of her, everybody knew it was going to happen. Like, it's not like it was something that was a secret. And then she, like, said in her video that she was like, oh, you know, this was my dream. And I'm like, Jacqueline, like, as soon as you get on everybody's good side and you seem somewhat genuine, 2 days later, you're already trying to sell a product. Like, and when I didn't know, which I saw on Rich Lux's video, I'm using the Colourpop liner that I used yesterday, but it just looks so pretty with this. But this literally falls out of the tube, so I have to be, like, really careful with the way that I use it, or it's just literally gonna fall out, and I have to keep on, like, shaking it upwards. So friggin' annoying. But what Rich Lux said in his video, and I didn't really realize this, wow, that, like, literally went everywhere, is that the reason why Jacqueline spaces out her posting her videos is actually, again, a way for her to make money. And the reason why is because if you space out your videos on YouTube, it makes people kind of forget about why they're upset with you. And also, because there's some dramas that I don't even remember and I don't really care because I don't support these people. So, like, why would I want to update on why I don't like these people? But also, I need a little bit more concealer there because I kind of took the eyeliner underneath a little bit, so That's not a big deal. Is that the reason why she does that is it makes people, one, forget about why they're upset with you, but also, it makes people miss you and want to watch your content again. Because even I tuned into her video to see what she was going to say about closing her brands. And she started off genuine, but then it started going downhill like a few minutes later. Like, Jaclyn Hill went downhill. Like, she really has. And, you know, again, it's not like it's a happy thing that she's closing her brands, but we can't say that she didn't do this to herself. From stepping on a lot of toes, she just could not sustain a business. So that's all I have to say about Jaclyn. But I just thought that was so interesting when she's always like, I need to post more for people and I miss you guys. But it's more so like the reason why she's getting that connection with her audience again is, one, so they can watch her videos and give her views and click her ads, but also to get their play on people's sympathies to make people feel bad for her. And again, that's really shady. Like, there's nothing wrong with being upset about something like that, but at the same time, like, she uses it to her advantage to be a victim. And a lot of people are catching on to that at this point. So, anyway, so that's all I have to say about that situation. I do have some upcoming plans. I don't feel like talking about Jaclyn anymore. She's just, you know, not really my cup of tea anymore. And I'm glad that I realized that about her before it was too late. I also forgot to plug in my phone last night, but literally it only went down like 1%. Hold on, I just want to plug in my phone. Just give me a second. But yeah, I forgot to plug in my phone last night, so, because I tried to go to sleep earlier last night. I went to sleep at like 3:20ish. I've been going to sleep at like 4 or 4:30 in the morning, so. And also, I picked up a backup of my Colourpop mascaras. I've just been missing them in my collection, so I picked up another Level Up mascara and the Act Natural one, because I feel like I don't have too many mascaras now at this point that I was like, I can pick these up now and not feel like overwhelmed. And this time I got this one in the brown and the Act Natural one in the black. So I feel like I keep on switching off. Because last time I got the Act Natural in the brown and the whatchamacallit, this one in the black. Literally the one I'm using. So I have some upcoming plans. Today's the barbecue. And then on Tuesday, I'm going with the same group of friends to the beach. And that's probably going to be our last beach day of the summer. Because I cannot believe it's September already and summer is coming to a close soon. I don't really feel like it's the end of summer until September rolls around. That's when I start like feeling the fall vibes. But I hate when like people say in like the second week of August that they're like, summer's over. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not fucking over. Like, I just really, really hate that. Okay, and then for my bronzer, I think I want to use the Tower 28 one today. Just because I just want something like lighter. And I just need my brush. I just want to like coat my brush with this. It does not pick up unless I apply it with my fingers. So we're just gonna, it blends out so nicely. It definitely does blend out a bit easier than the Colourpop one. Okay, that definitely applied better. I think because I coated my brush a little bit first. And then after that, I have work on Wednesday. I actually picked up a shift. I was actually supposed to work today, but not on actual Labor Day, and Labor Day would have been time and a half for me. But I worked yesterday and I was supposed to work today, but then I asked one of my coworkers if she could cover me because I didn't want to miss Lisa's barbecue. So, and I haven't seen them since our last beach day, which was like only like a couple weeks ago, like the middle of August. Actually, it was my birthday weekend, so that was like two weekends ago. So it's been like 2 weeks. I always feel like even though the days go by faster, I feel like whatever plans that I have feel like eons ago already. I'm like, when was that? I was like, it feels like it was 3 weeks ago already, but it's like, no, it hasn't even been more than 2 weeks. So yeah. So anyway, like my birthday feels like forever ago already, and it was like, oh, that was only 2 weeks ago. So yeah. Anyway, I just need a bit more. I feel like this takes so long to build up sometimes. But I do like that you can just like casually build it and it looks really, really nice. I just need a little bit more right here. Yeah, that's better. So anyway, yeah, that looks so pretty, like how golden-y toned it is. But I probably shouldn't be sticking my fingers in it every time. That's probably not very sanitary, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know? So, and then I kind of cool down for like a couple days. I'm probably just gonna hang out with my boyfriend. And then Saturday, I'm very excited for because I'm gonna go see my big fat Greek wedding with my best friend. I've been best friends with him since, well, not best friends, but like we really have gotten a lot closer the past couple of years after my best friend passed away. He's really my best friend. And like one of my other friends like tried to slide in and claim that she was my best friend now. I'm like, what? Like, it's never, with like any of my girlfriends, it's never really going to be the same bond that I had with my best friend. But my friend Chris, this is actually both my friend Chris's are definitely like more so my best friends. But really, like, he's just one of my favorite people in the world, and I love him to death. I love his boyfriend. They're just the sweetest couple, and they're just so sweet. I'm really happy that we've been able to reconnect more the past couple of years, and I'm just so happy that we have stayed in each other's lives, and it just makes me full of joy again, because after she passed away, it was really hard to find joy again, and I don't want to get too emotional, but it really is true, and I love him to death. So, we've been wanting to see more movies together because we saw Barbie together. So I was like, we need to see my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 together. So we're going to go see that on Saturday and then just get food. And then Sunday I work. So I did have some downtime last night though, because I did stay home after work. But I don't know the next time I'm really going to have some downtime. I also really need to just take some time and look for some more jobs, which I need to do soon. So, okay, that looks really pretty. I think I'm finally done blending that out. Really like how it turned out. It's really pretty. And then I'm still watching The Bear, and I'm on the 4th season of Barry. Barry has become one of my The Bear is so good too, but Barry is like top 5 favorite shows of all time already. Like, it is such an amazing show. I am obsessed. I love it so much. And then for my cheeks, I'm going to go in with the Blend Bunny Bare Cheeks palette. I have been so obsessed with this palette. I think that the formula in this is so good. Like, once I start using it again, because I didn't use it for a couple days, but once I start using it again, I can't put it down. I think it's such a beautiful formula. And like I said, after trying the Natasha Denona palette and the Blend Bunny palette, I think that the quality of the Blend Bunny is just so beautiful. But the thing that I was the most impressed with was this blush palette, not really the eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to take that shade Making Me Blush right here. And what I do is that I just dip my brush and then I kind of just shear it out a little bit on the brush, and then I just apply it, and it just applies so smoothly. And I think this was the same shade that I used in my first impressions, but I've only used it once, so I wanted to go back into it again today because it's such a pretty like light orangey shade, but you can really build it up, and it's just such a nice formula. I don't know why my cheeks are annoying me today though. Yeah, that looks good. But I really like how this blends out, but also like you don't really need to swipe your brush in it because it's very pigmented already. So I just shear it out by dipping it on my tissues, but that's already pretty pigmented. It's not really cooperating with me today. That's not really the product. I think it's more so my brush today. But I do want it to be orangey, but nothing too crazy. I feel like I'm kind of going overboard already. So yeah, I'm going to finish getting ready, and then I'm going to go to Target and pick up a Truly pack, because that's what I always do before I go to her house, you know, so everybody can have a Truly and whatever. And a couple people are going to be there that I haven't seen in a little while because they can't make it to every barbecue, because most barbecues we have after beach days are on a Friday, and most people can only make it on the weekends because they work during the week, which makes total sense. But it's great that they've been able to come out and hang out, and it's just been great seeing everybody else. Okay, I really did go overboard on this side. Let's try and shear it out a little, and then just kind of just blend it out a bit more. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that turned out better. It's a little bit, it's a lot of blush, but it's okay. And then for my highlight, I think I'm going to go into my Be Perfect highlighter. I'm pretty tired already. Yeah, I'm tired. I've been trying to go to sleep earlier, but like it's been a lot. I've been doing a lot. So sometimes you just want to stay home, and like I kind of want like a couple days home, to be honest, but at the same time, like I'll be able to have that in the winter time. But I'm using like this goldeny highlighter from Be Perfect. It's called Polar Vortex, and it is so freaking stunning. I wanted to go with something a bit more goldeny tone, and this is like such a good gold highlighter for me because it's not like too dark. It looks like it's gonna be darker, but like when you apply it, it's not like as scary for like a fairer skin tone. It has like such a pretty tint to it that like it's not gonna be like too dark for me. I don't know how they did it. It's like a beautiful like sunny kind of color, like goldeny, like sun ray kind of color, and it's so pretty. And this one is called 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which I don't understand why, because I feel like it's a lot more so summery highlighter for me, but it's fine. I'm like, it's not Celsius, so that's pretty cold. So yeah, that looks beautiful. And I still need to take my blush a little higher though. Yeah, so that blended better. I try to take my blush a little higher, so it blends better with my highlight, because sometimes there's like a space in between. I'm like, why is it doing that? Okay, I'm just gonna set, and then we'll do the lips. Okay, so for my lip products, I have a lot of shit everywhere. I don't know why this mirror is here. God damn it. God damn it. I should have put some shit away. Okay, so for my lips, I picked up this Say Glossy Bounce Hydrating Lip Oil in the shade Push. I'm just on a lip oil gloss kick right now, or lip oil gloss hybrid kind of thing. So I think I'm going to try this today. I was just going to use the Milk Glossy Lip Oil because I really have been enjoying this a lot. But I've used this a few times already. And I figured just to wear a lip oil today because 99% of the time it ends up coming off when I start eating there. So this looks more pigmented than it is. And then it kind of like shears out. And I don't think it's too cool toned for this. I think it looks pretty. Does it look a little cool tone? I mean, it looks so pretty though when it feels so nice. I'm just gonna wear this one. I really want to. Because I was gonna wear the Milk one because the Milk one's a little bit warmer tone. I can always shear this out though, but this feels so nice. I've just been really into Say's new product launches lately because I fell in love with the blush and highlight's really good, and I really love the lip product that I got, and I'm like, I was really interested in these when these came out. They came out like last week or something. They're not that old. And I try to stay inside a bit longer before I go to their house because it's like hot out and whatever. When it gets cooler out, then it's fine, but like during the day it's hot. So like I want to stay in my AC for a little while until I go. And it can also dehydrate you quite quickly. Especially if I'm just drinking and I'm not really drinking enough water. Okay, I'm just going to finish applying that. Okay, you guys. So I think this is the finished look. I kind of sheared out the lip oil a little bit more. And I think it looks super pretty. I really, really like how this look turned out. I'm obsessed with the eyeshadow. So this is the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I really like how it turned out. I really like this eyeshadow palette. I mean, I figured I was going to really like it, but it just looks so pretty. I know it's just a basic warm tone palette, but I am just in my comfort zone more when I wear warm tones, and I'm just obsessed with this palette. I think it's really, really pretty, and I can't wait to do more looks with it, but this turned out really, really nice. The lid shade is barely transferring, and the match just performs so beautifully. The only thing I would say is that this shade does have quite a bit of fallout. So I would say probably just do your eyes first before you do your face makeup, because this is very pigmented, but it does perform really well, so the fallout doesn't really bother me. And all the other products I've used and loved for a while. I love the Urban Decay Tinted Hydrator. Why am I calling it that? It's called the Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. But I love how it says up to 24-hour wear, but honestly, it really is a very long-lasting product for me. It's my longest-lasting tinted moisturizer. That's why I always wear it when I'm going to the beach or when I go to her house for a barbecue. I know that it's going to last, and the Milani concealer is just a tried and true favorite. And then the blush is just so pretty. I really like how it turned out. I think it sheared out better, and now it looks more normal. I still think it's a little bit too pigmented on this side, but whatever, it's fine. No one's really going to notice anyway, and the highlighter looks really pretty too. And then this Say lip oil I really, really like. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would like to leave the house soon. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CPW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a great day. So this is what the shirt looks like. It's just a super cute shirt, and it's just a super comfy one. I haven't even worn it this summer yet, so it's like I kind of just want to wear one of my Disney t-shirts today. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and a great Labor Day weekend. I'm probably not even going to post this till a few days later. And then this is the first video that I'm filming with my new nails, and I'm obsessed. I think they're so cute, the little lime slice. So yeah, bye!